What's going on, guys? It's your boy Peter and I'm back again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the reality of becoming a contractor as an aircraft maintenance engineer. I know in a couple of my videos I've talked about one of the benefits of becoming an aircraft maintenance engineer is actually the ability to become a self-employed person. And today I'm going to be talking about the reality of becoming a self-employed aircraft maintenance engineer. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be focused on three factors. The first one is going to be focused on the stability as a contractor. The second one is going to be focused on the working hours as a contractor, and the last one is going to be focused on the pay as a contractor. Number one, stability as a self-employed aircraft maintenance engineer. When it comes to the stability as a contractor or self-employed aircraft maintenance engineer, I would say it depends on where you are in life. So if you're a single person with no family, no kids, I would say this is the perfect opportunity for you, and that is because being a self-employed or a contractor as an aircraft maintenance engineer requires a lot of flexibility and mobility. So for example, you might get a contract here for 6 months or 3 months, and the next contract you might actually get might be in a whole different city or a whole different state, and you have to be in a situation whereby you're ready to move anytime. So for you guys that have family or you have kids, this might be a challenge for you, and that is because as a contractor you have to be in a situation or a state of mind whereby you're ready to move anytime. I'll give you guys a perfect example, right? So in one of my previous job, I used to work with this Russian guy. He's from Russia, and he was telling me how he got a contract in Africa, Nigeria specifically. He got this 8-year contract, and he was telling me within those 8 years, he could only see his family for he could only see his family twice in a year. Me personally, if I had kids or I have family, I cannot do that, because why would I jeopardize family time for money? So for you guys that have family and you're thinking of becoming a contractor or self-employed aircraft maintenance engineer, this is something you have to be mentally prepared for, because it is something you will actually find yourself into, because you have to, for those good contracts, you guys got to understand, right? Those good contracts whereby they pay good money, they pay really good. Those contracts are actually not in the biggest city, but those contracts are actually far, let's say up north, whereby no one wants to move there. For bigger city, there's a lot of competition. But for those smaller city that they actually pay good, they're actually far. So you might be in a lot of situation whereby you have to move to those cities and leave your family for a really long time. For me, I don't think I can do that right now. If I had a family, I don't think I can do that. But for now, I'm single, I don't have no family. It's perfect for me. For you guys that are single, this is perfect. And also, one of the disadvantages actually, you guys got to understand, as a contractor, right? It's not like a full-time employee whereby, your job is actually guaranteed, or let's say if you get fired, or let's say another pandemic happens, or they lay people off. But as a contractor, you got to understand, right? You have to map this mentality that anytime you work is probably it's going to be your last day in that work. So you got to come to work like it's your last day, because they can actually terminate the contract anytime. So you can work today, you can be that type of person that works really hard, you're doing overtime, you have good attitude, and you can come to work tomorrow and they can tell you like, hey, don't come to work tomorrow, your contract is terminated. And it's not like you can sue them, you can't, because it's actually in your contract that, hey, you can get your contract can get terminated anytime. So for you guys that have family, it can be a little bit harder, and that is because imagine you are getting this constant income every single time, and all of a sudden you just get fired for no reason. You know what I'm saying? That is something that can actually happen as a contractor. So for you guys that are thinking to get into this self-employed or a contractor route as an aircraft maintenance engineer, as a single person, I would say this is the perfect opportunity, and that is because it actually gives you the privilege to travel. It actually gives you the privilege to explore new cities. But as a family person that has kids, that have wife, this is something you got to be ready for, man. The stability is not going to be really good for you, and you have to be mentally ready for it, and you have to be mentally ready that, hey, I gotta make this sacrifice to make this money. If you are in that kind of mindset, or you are ready to make that sacrifice, I would say this is a good opportunity. You can make really good money, you know what I'm saying? But this is something you gotta be ready for as a self-employed or a contractor, as an aircraft maintenance engineer. Number 2, working hours as a self-employed aircraft maintenance engineer. When it comes to the working hours as a contractor or a self-employed aircraft maintenance engineer, personally, I would say this is one of the biggest advantage, and that is because as a full-time employer, right, especially in Canada, you have a cap for, I believe, 60 hours in a week. So anything after 60 hours legally you cannot work, but as a contractor you can do as much as you can. If you want to do 100 hours a week, you can do that. The more hours you do, the more money you make as a contractor. And I will give you guys a perfect example. So during COVID, when there was no job for maintenance and people were getting laid off, luckily I got a contract in somewhere in Quebec. It was a 3-month contract, and I remember I was doing, I think, 15 hours a day, and I was doing that for 6 days a week. I was not having time for my friends to go out or anything, but I was doing a lot of, long hours, a lot of long overtime. So for you guys that are trying to get into the self-contracting route, I would say this is one of the biggest advantages of becoming a contractor, because it gives you that ability to do longer hours than you will actually do as a full-time employed person. So for you guys that are trying to get into self-employment route as an AME, this is one of the biggest advantage of becoming a self-employed aircraft maintenance engineer. Number 3, the pay as a self-employed aircraft maintenance engineer. When it comes to the pay as a contractor or a self-employed aircraft maintenance engineer, I would say it depends a lot on your years of experience, and also your license, and also the type courses you have, and also the location. And that's why I tell you guys, for you guys that are planning to get into the self-employment route, I would say wait until you get your license, and also at least you get 3 type courses. And one of the biggest type courses here in Canada to have as a contractor are actually the 737s, the A320s, 319s, 330-21s, and the 220s. Those are the biggest ones that actually have a lot of contract, and also helicopters are pretty good ones to have. So for you guys that are planning to get into the self-employment route, you gotta wait at least you have your license and at least 1 or 2 type courses, because the more type courses you have, the more money you get. And also as a contractor, you are actually going to make way more compared to a self-employed person. And for me personally, the average pay I have seen any contractor getting, actually the minimum I have seen, I could be wrong, but from my experience, I would say was between $40 an hour or $45, and it goes all the way to like $75 an hour. So you can see, as a contractor, you can actually make pretty good money, but it depends a lot on the location, the type courses you have, the type of license. It could be S license, E license, or the maintenance license. And also it depends a lot on the location too, like I said. So for you guys that are planning to get into the self-employment route, when it comes to the pay, you can actually make pretty good money. You just got to be ready to make that sacrifice to move anywhere the money is, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, those are my few points and a few factors, and also the reality of becoming a self-employed aircraft maintenance engineer. I really appreciate when you guys ask me questions. So the more you guys ask me questions, the more videos I can make. I know I've been slacking a lot on videos, and that is because I'm actually recovering from a sickness I had for a couple weeks, and hopefully I can start putting out more videos on YouTube. And I appreciate the love and support. For you guys that are liking, for you guys that are watching and not subscribing, man, you gotta show your boys some love, man, you know what I'm saying? And also like the video, share the video, you know what I'm saying? The more you guys like the video, the more YouTube put my videos for recommendations, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been showing this channel. For you guys that are watching and not liking and sharing, man, you gotta show your boys some love, man. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Love you guys.